All right, welcome everybody. We're doing this off of a couple of different places. So let me know in the comments where you're watching this from, if you're watching it from the online teacher group, or if you're watching it from YouTube, or if you're watching it from my like page. And say hi in the comments so I can see who's here. So, okay, if you want to come up here, then come up here. If you don't, then stay over there. He's like, I'm going to bark at you and then I'm going to back off. So today we're going to be talking about Allschool, the company Allschool. And let me know in the comments if you're already working with Allschool or if you've never heard of it, like where you stand with that. If you have heard about it and you've applied, if you are already working, if you've never heard of it before, if you have heard of it and not applied yet. And we're going to be talking about the changes that we can expect to see in 2023 with the company Allschool. So just bear with me because I know that there are some people on here. I've had a lot of people that have asked to learn how to teach online. So I'm just going to go over really quickly for those of you who don't know what Allschool is. Allschool is an online teaching company. And they are in Singapore. So they're located in Singapore, but they have an office in New York City. So if you ever get a phone call from New York City and you're teaching from Allschool, sometimes they might call you if you had internet problems and you couldn't connect to your class or something, they might call you and be like, hey, what's going on? Okay, so we have somebody here that says I've applied, but I haven't started yet. All right. What can you teach on Allschool? So with this, you can teach to kids. You're going to be teaching to kids ages 3 to 18. I teach about like the 7 to, well, no, I do teach some pre-K classes too. So I teach like pre-K to like 10 or 12 mostly. I know that that's a big age range, but I have a lot of siblings that I teach too. So sometimes like the parents might put their pre-K student into class and then add their to like a reading class and then add their older child into a writing class. I teach primarily reading and writing. I'm not just ESL, but I have a lot of ESL students. But you can teach anything. So if you want to teach history, if you want to teach math, if you want to teach art, if you want to teach graphic design, if you want to teach like pretty much anything that you want to teach, you can teach. It doesn't have to be like necessarily like educational. There are some fun classes on there. It's a lot like Outschool if you've heard of Outschool. The fee structure is a little bit different and how you teach classes is a little bit different. If you're familiar with Outschool though, it's very, very similar. All right, so someone says that they haven't heard of it, but they're interested. I can't see who you are, but that's okay. It is really cool. So those of you who don't know, I have been teaching online since 2018. I've worked with a couple of different companies and I've also, I also teach independently and I coach online teachers to grow successful online teaching businesses. And for those of you that are local, I was just informed that the Bills game is happening. So thanks for popping in and missing football. um, so, uh, in order to be hired at Allschool, you have to live in the United States, the UK, New Zealand, Canada, Australia. I'm missing one. United States, UK, Canada, Australia, Ireland, New Zealand. You have to live in one of those countries. If you do not live in one of those countries, but you're from one of those countries, I have seen teachers apply saying like putting the country that they're from and they still pass the background check with that. And you are going to set like who you are you're going to set who you are teaching, the ages of the students that you're teaching. You're going to set your prices. Allschool is going to take a percentage of your income as a platform fee. The percentage is lower than Outschool. Outschool takes 30%. And you could teach group classes, which I absolutely love. What kind of platform does Allschool use? So Allschool uses two different platforms. You can either use Zoom for your meetings, or you can use Classpod. Classpod is kind of like ClassIn or Zoom. It's better than ClassIn. I'm not entirely sure if it's better than Zoom. I've had issues with it before, but it has features on it that are better than Zoom. And I haven't had a lot of issues, but there have been a couple of times where I've had issues with it. Um, but yeah, you get paid more when you teach on their own platform. So it's like their built-in app basically for the students to use. I am in Scotland, but we'll move to Turkey. Yeah, this one won't work for you because of your residency. It won't work. From Ireland. Okay, so if you're from Ireland, when you apply, you're going to put Ireland is your country. It doesn't say like what country you live in. I think it says like what country. I forgot what the application says, but I know that they will take people that are from those countries but living somewhere else. A lot of people ask, do you have to be a native speaker, a native English speaker? No, that is not what they care about. This has to do with the background check and where you're from, the laws of the background check, as far as I'm aware. But they don't care about if you're a native speaker or not. You just have to be from one of those 6 countries. Okay. So if we have any questions at all about Allschool, post them in the comments. If you are on YouTube, I have the link to apply listed in the description box. And if you're watching this on YouTube, whether you're watching the replay or you're watching it live, make sure you click subscribe and hit that bell notification because we got some really cool videos that are coming up here too. I'm going to be talking about the Instagram Reels bonus program. And I've seen I have a lot of other things that are coming up this month too that are going to be really cool. I've seen a lot of other languages such as Spanish for classes on the platform. Yes, so you could teach other languages. You can really like anything that you want to teach. If you want to teach how to use a specific kind of software, whatever it is that you want to teach. The class lessons, because you are choosing what you're teaching and you are in control of this, they do not provide the curriculum. So if you are used to working for a company such as Pelfish or VIP Kid or Magic Ears, where you go on, you click enter and the slides are there and you just teach what's on the screen, this is going to be different. I know that's a scary thing to change from what you're used to doing, but it's not like, don't let it stop you from doing something amazing because you can make a lot more money working for a marketplace rather than working for a company like Palefish, which really doesn't pay any money anymore. You notice you never hear about it anymore. What experience do they look for? So you don't have to have a degree. You don't have to have a certification. You have to, they don't have oh, you have to have like X amount of years teaching or anything. You are going to create a demo class. It's just going to be I think it's 2 minutes long. I'd have to go back and look at the application process and see if it's changed, but it's like a 2-minute long demo video where you pull up a slide and I recommend going on a website like Twinkle, which has material you can just pull up there. You pull up a slide, record your video, pretending that you're teaching, and submit it. And if you are already an online teacher and you have a class clip, you can actually send them a class clip and they will accept that as well. So if you have a class that you've actually taught before and you can share that class clip. But they're not looking for anything other than your ability to teach pretty much. They're not looking for any certifications or anything like that. A lot of places will ask you for a TESOL or some other equivalent teaching degree, but this is not primarily, or it is not only an ESL platform. You can teach pretty much anything. So, okay. How are the enrollments at Outschool? Is it slow? I teach Spanish and ESL on Outschool. I no longer teach on Outschool, so I cannot tell you. When I was with Outschool, my enrollments were not slow, though. I had a lot of enrollments, and I was teaching English, not so much ESL, though. So with Allschool, Allschool is going to have a higher rate of enrollments for ESL learners. The majority of my students, even though I don't teach primarily ESL classes, the majority of my students are ESL learners. Even when I brought up even when I taught like a beginning ukulele class, it was ESL students joining just for the exposure. When I taught, oh, you mean Allschool? The enrollments are good. The enrollments are good. I have some of my classes. I mean, it's like a snowball effect. So when you start this, don't expect us to go in, start, and then like tomorrow you're making $500 a week. Okay. It's going to take a little bit of time. It's going to snowball. So you're starting your own business essentially on there. You're kind of like an independent contractor. And when you start it, you're going to have enrollments start trickling in. What you want to do is you want to create ongoing lessons. So when they trickle in, it's not trickle and then gone, trickle and then gone. They're building up. They're building up. So this week you have 2 students enroll, and next week one of those students stays, but another student enrolls in that class. Now you've got 2 for that week. The next week another student enrolls. Now you've got 3. So you want to, like, don't give up. Be persistent. And those who are persistent and look for weaknesses in your profile, look for weaknesses in your intro video, look for strengths and play off of those strengths. And that's really what's going to help you build your online listings there better. Why did you stop teaching with Outschool? Was it because Allschool was better? I don't like to get into this. Okay, so I will tell you why I stopped teaching with Outschool, but I don't want you to think that it's an attack on Outschool when I tell you this, because I do support Outschool. I do still think that they are a great company to work for. I still think that, you can make really good money on Outschool, but I will tell you what happened. So I don't want you to think it's an attack. So last year, I just talked about this last week too, I think. Last year. No, it was the beginning of this year. Outschool came out with something new, and they sent out an email to all the teachers saying, no matter where your student is from, like if you brought this student in or whether Outschool brought them in. So maybe you ran a Facebook ad, or you told your mother's brothers, sisters, cousins, nephew, like, hey, I can teach you on here. Or no matter where the student is from, you are not allowed to have outside communication with that student, even if you know them from outside of Outschool, regarding Outschool classes. And this could be a reason for termination. And I went in the official Outschool group, and I said, I was really nice about it. I have screenshots. I was really nice about it. But I said, hey, there are a lot of teachers that are promoting Outschool because they love Outschool. They are running Facebook ads. So they're spending their own time and their own money to promote Outschool and grow the Outschool platform. Could you reconsider this? Because I don't think that this is fair to those teachers who are doing all of this. And they said, and then teachers growing their own email list. So if you've been with me for a while, if you've been following me for a while, you know that I do not think that you should be growing your online teaching business. I need water really bad right now. I don't know why. But I don't think you should be growing your online teaching business with a company and promoting that company's link. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to grow your email list. And we're going to be talking more about email list building. Again, make sure you're subscribed, because that's a video that I have planned before the end of the year. But we're going to be talking more about that. But email list building is really, really important. If you bring in a lead, say you run a Facebook ad, and you pay $100 for a Facebook ad, and you get 5 leads off of it. They click on your Facebook link, and they click to take your free Outschool lesson. So what happens now, if you created that Facebook ad directing to Outschool, now Outschool has their contact information. Outschool, you just paid to give Outschool a lead. Now, if you want to create a new class and you want to market it to the students that you brought in, if you decide to leave Outschool and you go independent, if you decide that you want to send out a Happy New Year message to all of your students, you're no longer allowed to do that. Well, you can't do it because you don't have their contact information. If you want to give everybody a Merry Christmas, here's a coupon, you can no longer do that because they're not on your email list. They're only on Outschool's email list. The better way to do this is to market your classes. If you're going to run a Facebook ad or do anything on Instagram or YouTube or anything like that, is to do it through an email list. So you say, click here, sign up. Romeo, be quiet. Sign up for, to get your free class, and then you send it to them via email or redirect after that to the link. So what they're doing by not allowing teachers to do this anymore is they're taking more control away from the teachers and putting it in Outschool's pot. They let me go after I voiced my concern for that because I had to cancel a lot of classes because my daughter's daycare shut and shut down because of COVID. So I had to cancel like 2 weeks worth of classes, and they were like, okay, too many cancellations, we're going to let you go. So they were not understanding about that. It literally happened at the same time that they removed me from that group, deleted that post, as if it never happened. Like it happened because of that. And then right after that, they said, hey, we believe that every teacher should, we're going to encourage every teacher to create your own website and link it back to Outschool, which to me was just another like kind of a greedy thing because that's creating backlinks. There's a lot to go into it, but basically it's helping them without helping the individual teacher. And I'm very, very, very adamant that teachers should be in charge of their own businesses. Teachers, you should have control over this. If you're doing internal marketing for Outschool, like by all means, that's your intro video, your bio, what you're doing, like all of that, by all means, do it up. Work for Outschool. They're a great company. But if you plan on doing external marketing, if you're Facebook marketing, Instagram marketing, LinkedIn, YouTube, email marketing, anything like that, then you don't want to necessarily do it with a company like Outschool because they're not going to support you the way that they should, in my opinion. So there's my little rant on that. Every single ESL company seems to be like that. We're just voicing a polite opinion of disagreement results in immediate termination. I don't think Outschool's like that, and they're not an ESL company either. But I think that they, how do I say? Because I want you to know that I'm not talking bad about Outschool. I still support them. I just support them. They're for the teachers that don't plan on doing external marketing. I don't think it was like that. I think it's because I raised a stir and they were set in their ways and they were like, okay, we're going to stop this right now because this is, going to ruin what we're doing or whatever. Unfortunately, people know who I am. They know that I'm not trying to like toot my horn or whatever, but like people know who I am. They know I've got a platform. They know I've got a large Facebook group. They know that I have a little bit of pull. So, I mean, sometimes it's just easier to get rid of the problem, I guess. I don't know. What would you recommend to charge? Okay, so that's going to depend on what you're teaching, who you're teaching, how many kids are in your classes. So figure out what you want to be making an hour. Figure out what you need to make an hour. Take off their platform fees, which I'm going to go over that in a second, and divide it by how many kids you want in your class. So for me, I teach one-time classes are generally $10 for a half hour, so $20 an hour per student, and ongoing classes are $8 a half hour or $16 an hour per student. And depending on the class, I might have 6 students in a class. I might have 12. Well, okay, I don't do $8 for my 12 students, but I might have like 9 students in a class. So what you charge can vary a little bit. And if you're not from one of these countries that you can work with Allschool with, then there are a ton of other companies out there, or you can always consider going independent. Online teaching is not going anywhere. I remember when everything happened, so let me know here, who was here for the double reduction policy in China, and everybody freaked out and they were like, okay, this is the end of it. Like online teaching is done. And I'm like, wait. It's not done. It is not done because you have technology and you have education, and you put those two together and it's only going to increase. It's only going to grow. This is one of the fastest growing industries. Actually, I believe it is the fastest growing industry that is in existence. This is not going away, and it didn't go away in 2020 or 2021 or 2022, and it's certainly not going away in 2023. As a matter of fact, it's growing even in the Chinese population right now, because for those of you, is anybody still teaching in China? They're on lockdown again. Their COVID cases have supposedly gone up. I don't know if they really have, or if it's, that's a media thing, but their COVID cases have gone up and they are in lockdown again. A lot of cities are. So just be aware that when you're figuring out the times that you want to teach, if you're planning on teaching in China, that they will have daytime hours available as well. Allschool has a very high Chinese population of students as well. And I'm going to come over here. I'm going to share my screen here. Where is my screen? Okay. It's not letting me open it because I have it open in my other thing. So I'm just going to read this really quick. So this was an email that came out 5 days ago, so on December 12th, from the Allschool Teacher Success Team. And this is just telling us what we can expect, what they are putting on us in 2023. So it says, "Dear teacher, warm greetings from Singapore. It seems like yesterday, but it's been more than a year since Allschool launched. Over our startup year, we grew from having 5 to 10 learners a day to servicing hundreds of students every day. Allschool is now offering 10,000 plus small group classes and reaching over 50,000 students from 47 countries globally." So if you are comparing this to Outschool, you already know they are smaller than Outschool, but they are growing quicker than Outschool because of when they're starting it. These avid young learners take classes ranging from Minecraft escape rooms to animal zookeepers. The zookeeper one was a really popular one this year too. Many of our top selling classes are ESL courses. Our ongoing English classes serve thousands of parents looking for structured curriculum to cultivate their children's English fundamentals. Most importantly, we are successful because of you. There are tens of thousands of 5-star ratings from appreciative parents, some of whom purchase hundreds of enrichment classes. Thank you all, our wonderful teachers, for making Allschool's tremendous growth possible. We invite you to join Allschool for another 10 times growth journey in 2023. And I don't think this is just talk, they're going to grow. So for those of you who don't know, Allschool is actually, it was started by a bunch of people who used to work on the admin team for, say, like VIP Kid, or like, they were laid off from other ESL companies. So they're not new at this. They've been doing this for a while with different companies. Where are most of my students from? China. China would be my first place. Second would be California. Third would be Canada or Korea. One of those. So most, like China and then California, they're neck and neck. It depends on when I'm teaching. And it's going to depend on when you're teaching as well, because obviously if you're teaching at 2 a.m. in China time, 2 p.m. or 1 p.m. in New York time, then you're going to have, different students, right? My private Chinese students all had someone in their family get COVID in the past 2 weeks. Really? That's so okay. So I haven't really heard of anybody getting COVID in so long. So it's always weird when I hear this. I wish it would go away. It's never going away though. Okay. One of our key success factors is our heavy investment in product development. Many of the new functions were implemented based on teachers' feedback and suggestions. These functions were developed to, one, make it easier for teachers to connect with their students and directly market their courses. Two, help teachers provide better learning experiences through Classpod and PowerCourse. And if you're not familiar with Classpod and PowerCourse, and you want to see how to work through Classpod, I didn't do a tutorial on PowerCourse, but that's coming as well. But if you want to see how to do that, I actually have a whole video walking you through everything in Classpod. So if you want to check it out and see how that works. And three, help parents find the best teachers and courses for their children's learning needs. We strongly believe that only when an individual teaches and learners form long-term bonds can learning happen and the platform thrive. Thus, we will continue to invest heavily in growth-oriented product developments in 2023. As such, we are adjusting the current platform fees. The current promotional rates will expire on December 31st, 2022. Okay, so there's a couple things I want to touch base on with that. Number one, where they said that they have taken teachers' feedback. This is true. They listen to us. It's really cool. Granted, when they get really big, is that going to happen still? I hope so, because we've all seen it happen where companies got too big for their britches. But hopefully they still stay like this. Their customer support or their teacher support is fantastic. Classpod is really, really good. And their messaging system is good, but excuse me, it could be improved a little bit better. I wish that you could, when a parent messages you, that you could you could see exactly what classes they're taking. But they said they're going to be working on that as well. And helping parents find the best teachers and courses for their children's learning needs. They market heavily. They're marketing all the time, everywhere. They're marketing on Instagram. They're marketing on Facebook. They're marketing on YouTube. They're marketing on blogs. They are marketing for new students. They will take something like that Zookeeper class that I told you was really popular. Why was that really popular? Because Allschool marketed it for 1 penny for like a month straight. That was one of the classes that they marketed when they were doing their animal lessons. And they sold this class for 1 penny. The teacher made, I think it was like $10 a student, $12 a student, something like that. They took that. So they paid for the ad space, and then they paid to like give the course for free to everybody. They give free classes to new students. They give free classes to people who have referred friends. They do a lot of marketing, and I mean, they really are, they really have it down to how they're going to make the platform grow. They're good at what they do. All right. And then the current platform fees. Okay. So right now we are in a promotional platform fee. These promotional platform fees are going to raise. So what I'm talking about for platform fee, if you are completely unaware of what I'm talking about here, what a platform fee is say you teach 10 students at $10 for that half hour. Okay. For a half hour class, you teach 10 students for $10 a piece. You made $100. Well, you don't get to keep that $100 because Allschool is giving you a place to host your classes. They're marketing your classes. They're doing email marketing. They take a fee. So before it was 10% for Classpod and 15% for Zoom, I believe, right? Is that what it was? I think it was. So you would go home with $90 or $180 an hour for that class. Outschool, in comparison, charges 30%. They also have a lot more students, but in their customer support isn't as great, but Outschool charges 30%. So starting January 1st, the platform fees are going to be 20% for classes taught on Classpod. So take that same scenario. You have 10 students at $10 for a half hour. If you teach on Classpod, you're going to be making $80 or $160 an hour. and 25% for classes taught on Zoom. These new promotional rates end on June 30th, 2023. So a couple things there, and go ahead and ask any questions that you have about this. But basically what this is they are investing more money into the Allschool platform to grow it. So they are raising their fees. We knew that this was a promotional rate and that the fees could be raised. They have told us that it's going to stay competitive with Outschool because Outschool is their main competitor. So they are not going to be raising it over Outschool's 30%. So it's 20% for Classpod, 25% for Zoom. In June, they're going to reevaluate it and decide, do we stay the same? Do we lower the rates? Like, do we give a new promotional rate or do we raise it? So they're going to be reassessing this in June to see where they stand and what they can, what they need to do for a fee. Is there a fee to use Classpod? So they're going to take a percentage from you. It's not for Classpod though. Classpod is free to use, but they're going to take a percentage of you because they're bringing you in students. The majority of the students that you're going to get are not going to be students that you brought in unless you're marketing. One student, $10, 30 minutes percentage is taken out of that. Yeah, so it's going to be a percentage for every class or every student. So like one student, $10, 30 minutes, the percentage would be 20%. So it would be $8 for 30 minutes if you had one student in that class for Classpod. I'm teaching Urdu language. What should I charge? I don't know. I don't know if there's a market for that on Allschool. Go for it and give it a shot. Don't think there are any Urdu classes, and what you should charge is something that you can live off of. So it depends. It's going to depend on how many students you have in your class and how long your classes are. If it's an ongoing class or a one-time class, I always make my ongoing classes a little bit cheaper than my one-time classes to encourage them to subscribe to a class. So if it's a one-time class, it might be $10 for me. If it is an ongoing class, it might be $8 because that way, like, why take the, like if you've got two options and you think you're going to subscribe anyways, just subscribe. I will be new to online teaching as a business, so I have too many questions. And would you use Classpod or Zoom, or do you have to use Classpod? You can use Classpod or Zoom, and you can have as many questions as you want to. I'm here for you, so don't worry about it. Ask whatever you want to. So for me, I have a conversation class. That's the only class that I teach on Zoom. And the only reason that I have it on Zoom is so that for my larger classes, like if I have 12 students in it, it's a conversation class, I can use the breakout room function. Classpod doesn't work as good for larger classes. But for smaller classes, and especially for younger learners, Classpod is good. You can give stars, you can do, lots of different interactive things. You can even upload all of your classes. So you can create your classes in there so that when you go in there, it's just like VIP Kid where the slides are there. So if you have stuff like that in like a PowerPoint or something, you could do that. How many kids work in Classpod? Let's see. I taught a class today with 7 students. And you know how when you're teaching on Zoom, if you guys have taught larger classes on Zoom, you might know what I'm talking about. If you have not, then you might not. But you know how when you're teaching on Zoom, you have this like thing over here with all the videos, and you can kind of like make it bigger or smaller so that you can see everybody when you're screen sharing. Classpod doesn't have that. And you have to go on a down arrow, so I can't see my students all at the same time. I think I can see 5 at a time. I think it's 5 at a time that I can see. And then I have to press down to see more. So I would say 5. 5 is best for Classpod. because I'm pretty sure I can only see 5. I'm going to pay attention better next time. So you pay separately for Classpod. No. Classpod doesn't pay. Classpod does not cost you anything. Classpod is Allschool. Classpod, Allschool, synonymous. They are the same thing. Classpod is the app that Allschool uses. It is their app. It belongs to them. They created it so that students can log in to the app and take their classes on an app. The teacher app only works on a computer. As far as I know, I don't think that's changed. I'm teaching on an iPad, so I think Classpod would work best for me because when I screen share with Zoom, I can't see lots of people. I was just going to say, I don't think that there is an app on your iPad for teachers yet. I'll have to look. I haven't tried in a while, but before it used to be just on the computer, like a computer app. But yeah, I don't teach on an iPad anymore. I upgraded to a computer a while ago, so I have no idea. I'll have to check it out and I'll report back to you. How's that sound? Okay. Okay, so blah, 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 examples. So they just gave examples in their email of like different pricing. It says, we strongly recommend teachers try Classpod as it is developed specifically to improve remote learning and help form long-term bonds between teachers and students. Nearly 80% of ongoing and multi-day classes are taught on Classpod. So that's what Allschool says. I would really encourage you to do your own research too. So if you start teaching with a new student, or like if you're having a conversation, they say they take other Allschool classes, ask them, what do you like better? Do you like Zoom or Classpod better? Ask them. So far, none of my students have a preference. None of my parents have a preference. So I don't know. Nobody really has had a preference. They don't care. I prefer Classpod because I don't know. You get paid more, I guess. Okay. How many classes would you have prepped before applying? Is it based all on your material? Okay. Before applying, I would say you don't have to have any classes prepped before applying. Apply and do a demo video. To do a demo video, you can just go to Twinkle, and I'll show you this. I've done this. I have a whole video on this too, where I can show you like more. So I would encourage you to go watch my whole application video, but I'm going to show you this really quick because this is one of my favorite things. Twinkle is, and I've been giving out free gifts for it too. So if you want to go into the Facebook group and leave your email there, or private message me, and I'm going through and giving away 5 free months of like the paid membership, but there's a free membership on here as well. So say you're teaching second grade math, okay? So you can go into math, go into second grade. Okay, this is literally what I would do for my interview. So go into math, go into second grade, and I'm going to do a second grade subtraction thing, okay? Download it. I'm just going to download it. After I download this, all I am going to do is screen share this onto my Zoom and record it. So go on Zoom, open up a Zoom room, record it as if you're really teaching a lesson, even though you're not, and screen share that and spend 2 minutes pretending that you're teaching the lesson to somebody, and do that to get through the hiring process. If you cannot get through the hiring process, the only people that I've seen that have not gotten through have been people who didn't qualify. They didn't meet the basic qualifications, or people who have never, ever, ever taught before and didn't seek help. And those were people that when Allschool started mass hiring, they started a, what is that app called? WhatsApp. Okay, they started a WhatsApp group. They started doing recruiting in like one of the job recruiter sites and adding people to the WhatsApp group. And the people that were getting, I think there was like one person that I saw that got denied because they told her, figure out what you're doing, come back in 6 months and reapply in 6 months. Because she, like this was not a teacher. She had never heard of online teaching before. She had no idea what she was doing, and she didn't have somebody mentoring her or guiding her through the application process. So you guys have all of that. Even if you're like one of my Facebook friends and you're on here and you're like, hey, let's see what Jill's up to and what she's doing. I've been seeing her for a while. And I want to know what's going on. But you're not a teacher. You've never taught. You've never, you still have the community of teachers, including myself, that can help you answer questions to help you get through. You still have resources such as this YouTube channel where you can be walked through the application process and learn different hiring or different teaching techniques. And, you have resources. So I am confident that as long as you meet the basic qualifications, that you will be able to get through this. And then after that, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to create your own materials or bring in materials from, like, say, Twinkle or Abridge Academy or Crystal Clear ESL or ESL Pals. There's a ton of different things out there. And then teach them in your class, depending on what you're teaching. Okay, how do you get paid? Conversion and frequency. So you're going to get paid. So they pull your pay on like Monday, and then I'm paid, they say Tuesday. They say Tuesday is when it's sent out, but it's going to be, sorry about the yawn, but it's going to be Wednesday morning is when I actually get my paycheck. So I'm paid Wednesday morning every week. It has to be a week since the class was taught. So, yeah. So 7 days. So it's going to be the Wednesday that is 7 days or more after you taught that class. And I get direct deposits to my bank account, but you can do bank account, you can do PayPal. I think they have a couple other options. It's been a while since I've talked about that. I do bank account. Okay, I love Twinkle. You guys are going to hear me talk about Twinkle a lot. I love it too. Good to get paid weekly. Yes, it is awesome. Twinkle is best with your experience. I love Twinkle. You're going to hear me talk about Twinkle a lot. There's a free version. There's a paid version. The paid version for me is $5 a month. It is amazing. And there are so many cool things on there. What are we barking about? Hold on. I'm going to see what's going on over here. Yes, I get paid in US dollars. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? Oh, what is wrong with you? All right. So, yes, you get paid in US dollars. And then Katie, hi, Katie. Welcome, Katie. Okay. So if you're outside of the US, she says, go to a bank transfer and set up, or best to opt for bank transfer, set up a Wise US dollar account, save massively on transfer fees compared to PayPal. And Katie knows what she's talking about because Katie doesn't live inside the US and she works for Allschool. So, yeah, and for those of you that don't know, Katie is the creator, the founder of Abridge Academy. So if you're looking for good ESL curriculum, and they have, right now, she's got free Christmas lessons out too. So I posted that in the group. If you want to know, or if you want the link for that, let me know in the comments and I can send you that link too. Twinkle has everything, even different languages. Yeah, I can show you what they got. They have like everything. Twinkle is, they have games, they have songs, they have so much. Like, Twinkle has so much. So I do. I don't know. I do what? I don't know what I was saying that you're saying I do too. We just got married. Sorry. My brain didn't focus in on that to know what you were replying to. Okay. I do have class starting in a couple of minutes. So I'm going to end this if you guys don't have any other questions. But if you do have any other questions, let me know, and I am more than happy to answer them for you. You want the link. Okay, you want the link. Yes, I will put the link in there. And Katie, if you're on here too, Katie, you're still on here, go ahead and you can post the link in the comments too. I'll post them in the comments to the video. If you go on to our Facebook group. So we have what are you doing? He's like, pay attention to me. Okay, we have a Facebook group. I'm going to share this here so that you can see this. Okay, so we have a Facebook group, and it's a mouthful, and I apologize for the mouthful, but I'm not changing it because it's been up there forever. It is called the Online ESL Teacher Success and Support Group. We have 21 plus thousand members in this Facebook group. This is a great resource if you're looking for teaching tips, if you're looking for companies, if you're looking for curriculum, if you're looking for like, hey, how do I deal with a student? This is a great resource that everybody should be a part of, and you probably all are. And see, I'm also streaming in there too. Now I can see who's typing. So if you go down, I have put in here, you see there's a lot of stuff in there. More free Christmas lessons. Okay, I can't see it, but if you scroll, here we go. So if you scroll down and you look for Katie in the group, or you look for this post, or if you want to type this whole thing in, you can type that in too. I'll copy it and put it in there. I look for this post right here, and you can find that in there as well. But I'm going to post it in here. If you're watching the replay, I'll post it in the comments as well. Oh, it has me sharing from, that's interesting. It has me sharing from both places. Okay. So yes. So this is the URL for that. So if you have any questions, if you want to apply, if you use my application link, I will let you know this too. If you use my application link, everybody that uses my application link, I send you an email. You're not on my email list. I don't put you on my email list because I don't have permission to do that. But I will individually send you an email and say, hey, I see that you used my referral link to apply to Allschool. Because I get a kickback after you start earning money. So I want you to succeed, right? If I say, hey, I see that you use my application link to start with Allschool, here are some resources to help you. And then please reach out to me if you have any questions. And then I give you the exact, this is what's going to happen. This is what you can expect. So if you use my application link, I'm there right from the get-go to help you through. And you've got me. Dun, dun, dun. Katie said, thanks for sharing. All right. I have a class starting in 10 minutes. I'm going to end this. If you are on YouTube, make sure that you have that subscribe button clicked and checked and the bell notifications on. We have now that my donkey is set up and the fence is pretty much done. Hopefully it's done good enough. Fingers crossed. I have a little bit more time to do the Vlogmas that I was initially planning. I have some really great content that's coming out this month. Including email marketing and do some other ways that you can make money, kind of like residual income or other income as an online teacher. So I got some really cool things. For those of you that are in Independent Teacher Academy, we have coaching at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. If you're not a member of Independent Teacher Academy, I really suggest you join. It's a cool place to be. I'll put the link in there as well. And Katie said that it's great to have support on the application. Jillian is an amazing coach for teachers. Thank you. Thank you, Katie. I love Katie. All right. We worked together. We did a challenge back in July and August. I think we did 2 challenges together, which was fun. So Yes. So those of you that are in Independent Teacher Academy, I will see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern time for coaching. Those of you who are not, you should consider it. And if not, I will see you on my YouTube channel. It probably will be a recorded video and not live. And thank you for tuning in. Any questions, please, I'm just a click away. Feel free to join that online ES. I'm not going to type that out again. And you can always email me at Jillian@koalateachers.com. So you can always email me, Jillian@koalateachers.com. And isn't that fun? It's sharing from both. Okay. And I am happy to support you on your journey. Any questions? I'm here for you. And I will see you guys all later. All right. Bye, guys.